Welcome back to ARTV Entertainment, always bringing you commentary on what's going on in today's world in music, movies, news in general, really anything under the sun. TV shows aren't out of the question either. Of course, today I want to talk to you about why Taylor Swift has done what she's done. She's removed all of her music from Spotify. Her label Big Machine Records is fully backing up that decision, and actually that record label might be up for sale. And the big question on everyone's mind is, how did Swift sell 1.287 million copies of her latest albums? That's the most since 2002. Eminem was the last artist to sell that many copies in a single week, and with album sales down nearly 50% since 2002, since that time when, albums were regularly selling about, 700,000 in a week. That wouldn't be that uncommon. Now it's pretty much unheard of. How did Swift pull it off? Well, there's a lot of factors that go into that, and taking her music off of Spotify is one of those. Now, let me first of all say that I definitely stand with Swift on this issue. I feel like artists are not compensated properly on Spotify, not only on Spotify, but a lot of the other streaming services as well. But whenever an artist is to the point where they can demand that their music be part of a paid subscription only, like Swift requested for Spotify to do, they kind of declined to do that, and I feel like it's fair for an artist to want to do that. I feel like people should have to pay for Spotify. It shouldn't just be, you listen to an ad every 4 songs or something like that. And as someone who does occasionally use Spotify, I like it sometimes just to kind of discover new music and that sort of thing. I think it's totally fair. I have a paid Spotify subscription now. I hope that that's helping out some, but I do understand whenever an artist wants it to be available only on a paid premium subscription. Swift sold a lot of albums not only because she took her music off of Spotify. In fact, that's probably kind of a minor reason for why that happened. I think the main reason here is just the interaction with fans and the way that she makes them all feel like they're connected with her. Even though there's so many of them, there's probably about 50 million Twitter followers, 60 million fans on Facebook, millions of followers on Instagram. The thing is, she's everywhere. She's a very social person, and she did a lot of things to promote this album that you might not have even seen or even thought about if you are a big fan, or I believe it says they call themselves the Swifties. I am a Taylor Swift fan, but I obviously look at music objectively, considering I review it all the time, and looking at Taylor Swift from an outside, it's kind of a marketing genius type thing, honestly. They had her in Diet Coke commercials. They had her appearing not only in those, but also Subway ads as well, all over Target. So if you've got that deluxe version of an album that's only sold at Target, people are going to want that. The hardcore fans are going to want that. And if it's only available there, then they're going to have to buy it if they truly want it. Now think about if other artists followed in suit. What if someone like Coldplay put out a deluxe edition of their most recent album, Ghost Stories, and said, hey, look, this is only going to be available at FYE. I think that might be a smart move in order to drive sales up, or maybe it's only available online at FYE.com or something like that. It's just a suggestion, and it's just kind of something that I've noted, but I think it's really interesting, honestly. I think Swift is kind of a genius once again, just because of the whole Taylurking thing, the hashtag she had going throughout her first week that kind of sparked and renewed interest in the album 1989 constantly, because she was always showing pictures of her fans buying the album. Well, people are gonna want to be seen by a lot of people on an artist page, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily a good thing, and I don't think that she's exploiting her fans necessarily at all, but I think that was definitely a big part of it, is the fact that she just had it all over social media all week long. She was on a lot of different TV shows. She was hitting it up hardcore. And I feel like if a lot of artists worked as hard as Taylor Swift does, then they might see a resurgence in album sales and people actually paying for tracks as well. I think if people really feel like they're a part of something, then they're going to want to support the artist. These are just my thoughts, and I think this is definitely a lot of true reasons as to why Taylor Swift sold 1.287 million copies of 1989. More than any other album she's released in first week. She beat her own sales of her album Red that came out in 2012. That one sold, I believe, 1.2 million, and this one sold 1.287. And then Speak Now, back in 2010, sold just over 1 million. So she's topping herself every 2 years, and I think that's just because she's such a hard worker and the constant touring definitely goes into that as well. Why do you think Taylor Swift sold as many albums as she did in her first week? And what do you think about the whole Spotify situation? Do you think that it's wrong for her to want people to pay for her music? I don't think so. Taylor Swift said that music is an art, and people should be willing to pay for art, and I think I agree with that. So let me know your thoughts on everything in the comment section down below. Don't forget to smash the like button on this video if you want to see more, and I appreciate you watching. I will see you very soon right here on ARTV Entertainment, Beyond the Reviews.